Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good summer. Hope the weather is very nice where you are. It's beautiful here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Norway's Airbag. One thing I got to say about them is they are very consistent in their sound right from the beginning right up to this album. I think it hurts them a little bit, but listen to the review and tell me what you think below. Airbag is one of those great bands from Norway. The band consists of Asle Tostrup on lead vocals, keyboards, and programming, Bjorn Rees on guitars, keyboards, and backing vocals, and rounding out the group on drums is Henrik Fossum. Also of interest, playing bass on this album is Wobbler's Christian Hultgren. And as a note, Wobbler has an album coming out this year as well. I look forward to hearing it. Airbag offer atmospheric and expressive progressive rock. They often get compared to Porcupine Tree and Pink Floyd, and I believe there's no really escaping that, and I think it's a good thing too. I agree 100% with the comparison. However, their sound is also very lush to me, climatic, and maybe even a little pop inspired. Also, another reason I really like Airbag is because the band doesn't weigh us down with technique, but definitely brings the emotional and the sonic bliss to our ears. With A Day at the Beach, the band has moved away ever so slightly from the guitar-driven style of their past works. On this album, Bjorn is present certainly, but he's not the driving force musically. Instead, Bjorn's guitar muses and solos up against a beautiful wall of keys, thrumming bass, and electronica. Yes, I think the electronica is probably the most present on this album than on any of their previous works. And you will even notice that this is the very first thing you hear on the very first song, Machines and Men. Throughout the album, many of the melodies involve electronic loops as well. So this often feels like it has a dozen musical layers, making it feel lavish and very full. One other quick thing I have to mention is Christian's bass guitar. His playing on this album is intense and extraordinary. I think he deserves to be recognized for his talents, as Wobbler is a great band, and no doubt in my mind that they will have a great future. The album only has 6 songs, but still reaches a bit over 47 minutes in length. For me personally, that is the sweet spot for a length of an album. One criticism of Airbag I do have is that their songs often sound the same to an extent. So it often feels like you just started the album when the final track fades into silence. The band have released 2 singles / videos for the songs Machines and Men and Sunsets. Machines and Men is the opener, and it takes a few seconds to get started. It is a great way to start the album and is a definite favorite of mine. Sunsets is also wonderful, having a little more gallop in its stride, and I love the keys in the middle of the song. The album technically only has 3 more songs. The title track has 2 parts, both of which sound great, but the second part is much more active sonically, but at the same time is quite irritating, I find. The first part of the title track is a slow burn that never really gets going anywhere, but obviously if it's paired with a second half, which brings more layers and addictive little melodies. But I cannot underline how irritating that part 2 is. And when you hear it, you'll know what I'm speaking of. They are, in my mind, the weakest songs on the album. Into the Unknown, while a good song, is interesting. This song runs on for about 10 minutes, but could have been shaved down to a 4.5-minute song. Now I'll say it personally, but sometimes I find Airbag songs are just stretched over time a little too long, and this is a prime example. I often feel that it brings the song down, but as I stress, that is just my opinion. Megalomaniac ends the album. I find this to be the track where Bjorn really shines and is most active, and his vibrant guitars really steal the show here. A Day at the Beach is a rich offering from Airbag. It has layers and layers of goodness and wholesomeness, and maybe you could have predicted that from the little teddy bears with their heads in the sand. But obviously, the band seems to be rather politically motivated here, and I bet you can guess their perspective just from the song titles. One thing I feel I need to mention, however, is the overall arc of the band. While the album is great, there are only a few slight adjustments in which they are bringing to the table. It sounds good, and I know fans will love it, but if you haven't already liked the band, this album certainly won't convince you to give them another shot. I'm afraid with over time the sound will become stale, so I'm hoping that the band has some new ideas up their sleeves for the future. As a final rating for the album, I'm going to give it an 82%. It would be a good addition, and I do believe it is worth having in a physical format. Once again, thanks for your time, everybody, and we'll see and talk to each other soon. Bye-bye. Hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the review and all I had to say about the album. Now, of course, is to show you the physical copy of it. That, of course, is the front cover. I quite like that cover. At first, I didn't know. I kind of, but you know what? It's grown on me. I think it's quite neat, and I think it represents the album well. And there, of course, is the back of the album. It just shows the tracks there. This is the inner, and of course, it's got side A with all the lyrics. And the other side showing side B and the lyrics to all the songs on it. Quickly show you the vinyl. It's nothing spectacular or anything, but might as well that I got it out. And there's the very generic label there on side A. And as well, right there, side B. I don't know if that's going to be focused or not. But anyways, thanks for your time, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the review. And as always, take care of each other, and we'll see each other soon. Bye-bye.